maybe just a testimony or two in reference to what happened with our trip. I know you all were praying and I appreciate all that. So, Brian, you want to give a quick testimony on what you thought the trip was like, what it meant for you?
Well, I guess it was I'll start off saying it was a blessing being with it was about 50 or so Baptist preachers, and it was a blessing to spend the week with them and the fellowship that we enjoyed, and also just going to see the different historical sites. It jerks on your heart just to see just to know that you're walking where these famous Baptist preachers did, and just if you think about it and let it work on your heart, the fact that all the souls that were won in those church buildings that we went and visited, and the stuff that the preachers endured, the persecution, the way of life that they lived back then, the struggles that they had, and the fact that they do a lot more than we do now. Well, they did a whole lot more than we do now, and we have all these all these advances that are supposed to be a help to us, and they put us to shame in everything that they did. Right. No, the whole week the preaching, just the focus was on the fact that we need to have faith in God and for Him to supply our needs, to trust Him basically in every way of our life. For me, the trip was a tremendous encouragement to me. The fact that we get discouraged around here maybe a little bit. We don't know all these different preachers from around the United States that believe the same way we do, and when you get together, and I don't think I knew more than 5 people there before, right. And everybody was new, and it was a blessing just to see to realize that we're not alone, and that there are people out there, and planting churches same way. And what I came away from it was the fact that I need to have more faith, and to strengthen my faith, and press on and try to do a work that God will be pleased with. So,
it's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Colin was saying?
There's a lot of history that we don't get taught nowadays.
Everybody get caught?
There's a lot of history that has been lost over the ages that we don't get taught nowadays. And it was a real blessing learning about all the preachers that they were persecuted for what they believed, and they didn't quit. They kept pressing forward. Many of them planted hundreds of churches before they died, and they didn't have anything that we have today. They used more of their natural resources. Like they walked many places and rode horses.
On horseback, right?
Yeah, we're so blessed today. We don't do as they did. It's a real blessing to see. There are preachers that gave God all they had, and they didn't give it back. So basically, we need to keep preaching more, because we don't do anything. We do little to none of what they did.
What does this week mean to you then?
Just having faith in God was what really was pushed.
And that became the theme, and that wasn't, Brother Alexander didn't even said he didn't really plan that to be the theme, but it quickly became the theme. Everybody that spoke, I got to speak, really just talking about our church plant and what we did to do all that, and I really didn't get to preach, but just a little bit in that, mainly just sharing with that and others. Tremendous. But that was the theme of the week, was faith, and having faith in God, and some of the things that some of the brother, and I had one guy come give me a tremendous compliment that just, quite honestly, just floored me. And you never know who you're going to affect even on a trip like that. And we met all kinds of people, Baptist preachers. They're pretty fun to be around, man. These guys, there was no complaining. It was a refreshing good time. No one was talking about how bad they had it. No? And some of those guys, some of their younger church plants, they have it rough. And there was nothing like that at all. It was absolutely encouraging every step of the way. And it was a glorious time, and faith was definitely a key. How many's ever heard of, before I've said anything, of a guy named Daniel Marshall? You ever hear of that guy in history? Amen. How about Abraham Marshall? No? How about Richard Furman? I've heard of Richard Furman? I hadn't named it until I went on this year. I mean, I can name, there's an amazing amount of names right now that I can pull out. Elijah Craig, he was a firebrand. We didn't learn a lot about him. He was connected in just a little bit. What was Waller's name? John Waller. I mean, these are guys, it's interesting how a lot of these names have been suppressed and how they are so important. As a matter of fact, we're going to see a couple things here tonight for the message on a couple of these things. I'll try to draw a little bit into that. Richard Furman was the first pastor of the first church in South Carolina. And he is actually credited with really the beginning of the modern missions movement. And we don't even know the guy's name. Modern, when I say missions movement, foreign missions movement. And the pattern that he set up, he was a big proponent of that, and he continued to be a big proponent of that. And there's other guys too. How about Luther Rice? You heard Luther Rice? Heard of him? He would have been the first foreign missionary. Luther Rice. Kind of important, isn't it? Amen. Now we hear a lot about Protestant history, but let's say, what's the big deal, Baptist, Protestant? There's a big deal. Huge deal. And the Baptist side has been lost in it, but the Baptist was the foundation of it all. And so it becomes very, very important. So we'll tie a few things in from Mark chapter 14 tonight.